Well, this is John Higbush. I'm the Executive Director of the Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation and Library. And we sit here today in the Reagan Governor's Gallery, an appropriate place to introduce and to talk to the great governor of the great state of Arizona, Jan Brewer. Governor, welcome.
Well, thank you. I'm honored to be here today.
Now, you've been on the road for a book tour for quite a few days, haven't you?
I have. A long, very fun and exciting tour. It is something that I certainly have never experienced before, so it's been a real adventure and a learning experience.
A whole new role for you as an author, right?
It is. I had no idea that authors went and did all these kinds of things, you know, so It's been very, very rewarding.
Excellent. Now, having read your book, it's about a subject matter, a topic that in many respects is about how you're trying to solve some very big problems. And when I read it, I thought, boy, I bet you this is a book in some respects she didn't really want to have to write. That you just assumed these problems didn't exist in the first place as a governor dealing with these tough issues. Is that right?
That is absolutely right. You know, it's unfortunate that I'm faced with that dilemma and those problems that Arizona is facing and that America is facing. As a governor, of course, I would have much rather have talked about turning the budget around after inheriting the worst budget in the nation when I became governor, and talked about my economic development plans, certainly my new education reform that I've done, and my new Department of Commerce, which we developed with the Commerce Authority. Those are the things you want to talk about, turning your state around. But I was faced with a crisis, a devastating crisis.
If you had to fight this battle all over again, you know, what I'll define as the border battle, now, knowing what you know now, and having been at it for a couple of years, is there anything you think, you know, you or the state, being able to look back, would say, we should have done this differently, or maybe we would have filed this lawsuit differently, or anything like that? Any ideas in that regard?
Well, you know, I've been in this battle, and I've been trying to make such a change for the citizens of America, and I have thought about what more could have I done, what do I need to do, and as you asked me that today, and as I've thought about it in the past, I really can't think of anything. I have just put my heart and soul into what I feel is right, trying to get the federal government to do the job that they're responsible to do, and I must say I'm going to look forward to 2012, and hopefully we'll get some better results.
Well, speaking of 2012, I'd like to get your sense as to whether or not you think the now 8 candidates, do you feel they really have a grasp on the urgency of the problem as it relates to immigration, illegal immigration? I know that it's been bandied about at times during these various debates, but you're an expert on it. And what's your sense? Are they getting to the root causes, and do you think they have the solutions in hand to do something about it?
Well, I know for a fact that they are all very interested, and several of them certainly have reached out to different people in our state in particularly, and I believe that they're doing the best that they can, and I'm certainly pleased that it's on the radar. I would feel that maybe if they would reach out to maybe those people that are actually living it on a daily basis and speak with them, they would understand the impact that actually is taking place in our state, and certainly along the border. You know, they should reach out maybe and speak to Rob Krentz's family, a rancher that's lived down there for 100 years, or to that brave, noble Border Patrol agent's family, Brian Terry. They're the people that are on the battle lines, and those are the people that have and will continue to fight this battle for us. And if we don't get help that we're looking for those new presidential candidates, we'll be living with this for a long time. America will be living with it for a long time.
Yeah. Do you think that your book and the opportunity for you to travel around the country with a book like this, has it provided a helpful platform from which you can educate people that might not be as directly affected? Do you think it's been useful in helping fight the cause?
Oh, absolutely. It's been an experience of where you go out and you have people that have read the book, and they will share with you that they didn't know certain things that were happening. They didn't realize the trauma people were facing, and they didn't quite understand it, because sometimes in the media they just they don't get the real picture. So I try to put down on paper my thoughts and other people's thoughts so that they would understand it. You know, it's interesting because people never think about what it's costing our taxpayers to educate and incarcerate, and certainly health care. It's about $1.6 billion out of an $8.5 billion budget. That's horrendous. States can't continue to do that. And then, of course, with the violence, it's not a good situation.
Yeah, it's tough, but you're hanging in there and doing really great at it. So thanks for coming and being with us today, Governor.
Thank you so much for having me here.